When a doctor says we need to get to the root cause, what does that even mean? And how do they even do it? Now, I can't speak for every doctor, but the key to getting to the cause is going back to when the struggle began. And in our case, as a neurologically focused pediatric chiropractor, our main focus is on the nervous system. So we need to go way back to prenatal development. That's where the neural tube becomes the central nervous system and these communication pathways start to develop. The very start, even 6 to 8 weeks into the development, all begins with the central nervous system and the regulation of the parasympathetic division of the nervous system. So, if you feel that something more is going on with your child's health and development, or maybe your intuition is telling you that something bigger is tying all these health challenges together, and no one has gotten to the true root cause, the key factor may be rooted deep within the parasympathetic nervous system. The truth is, restoring healthy parasympathetic nervous system and vagus nerve function is key to naturally resolving many drug-resistant pediatric issues. And that's why I want you to dig into this video. This video is for parents who are searching for answers when medications and other therapies are failing to address their child's health challenges. In this video, we'll explore how the parasympathetic nervous system controls rest, digestion, and regulation. A whole cascade of challenges can emerge when this signaling pathway is interrupted. That is what we call the perfect storm. Our neurological scans can find dysfunction, allowing personalized care plans to relieve stress and tension and restore function without drugs. I want to share a story with you about a beautiful little baby that we have the privilege of taking care of in our clinic. They have a beautiful story. He's actually one of 3 triplets that we take care of, and this young man was having difficulty having any desire to eat. When he ate, he had difficulty swallowing. He was not really showing a desire to crawl, to walk, and just the motor movements of using his mouth was not up to par like his brothers. I say that because it's really important that we understand that everything matters. In the neurologically focused world, your neurology is a byproduct of every single thing that has happened. So in order to help this child the best, we had to go all the way back and really understand how the stages of development happen, what happened throughout the pregnancy in order to serve this child the best ability we could. Since it was a high-risk pregnancy, this was a C-section delivery at 35 weeks. He was born at 4 pounds and 9 ounces. And due to his size and his struggles with the pregnancy, he was actually in NICU for 9 days, eating formula. He went actually home for a few days and then back to NICU for 3 days just because they were having complications. So mom seeked us out after her parents were seeing a chiropractor, seeing an occupational therapist, seeing a physical therapist. They were doing all the things you can imagine that a parent would do to help this child function as good as the other 2. When she came to us, we talked to her about, hey, we love that you're seeing a chiropractor, but we do things a little bit different. We're going to use insight scanning technology to understand your child's nervous system function, whether it's being pushed in a sympathetic state or being pushed in a parasympathetic state or not having good balance between. What our scans revealed is that he was stuck in a stressed out state. So developing and eating and crawling and walking, he didn't have any desire to even think about doing any of these things because his neurology was stuck in fight or flight. It was stuck in a world of survival. When we spoke to mom about what we can do with adjustments and how they stimulate the brain to push your neurology into a parasympathetic state and improve the vagus nerve function, which would down-regulate the sympathetic state, up-regulate parasympathetics, and then eventually you start to get this nice balance between both of those systems because they are both important. Mom really took on board what we were talking about, understood the differences between seeing another chiropractor and seeing what we were going to do in terms of the intensity of how we wanted to work with their child, because when you work with the brain, you have to work how the brain works, and that's called neuroplasticity. And to manipulate how the brain works, you have to do things frequently and often, similar to how one would try to become good at writing with their non-dominant hand. They would have to do it frequently and often to fire those neurological pathways so that the nervous system can get good at actually functioning. Well, mom got on board, brought the child into us 3 days a week for the first 3 weeks, and then twice a week for the next 6 weeks. And slowly but surely, we started to see him crawling properly, him walking properly, desire for food to come back, desire to chew foods properly. And now he is a wonderful, highly functioning little 18-month-old that is thriving. He's still a little bit behind his brothers because they had 15 months of working harder than he did. But it's a beautiful story to understand the importance of going all the way back and understanding how the journey started for everyone, not just for this child, but for everyone. We are all the byproduct of all of our neurological input. And to get to the true root cause of what you're struggling with, it is important that we understand the factors that are driving your neurology. With all that being said, it's really important that you understand that the parasympathetic nervous system plays a crucial role in getting your neurology into that rest, digest, and healing mode via the vagus nerve. This system has many jobs, like reducing heart rate, activating digestion, lowering inflammation, and stabilizing your blood sugar. However, disruptions in that communication pathway can lead to a whole cascade of health challenges. The truth is, various factors can contribute to parasympathetic dysfunction, such as prenatal stress leading to excessive cortisol releases that go on to the developing fetus. Things like birth interventions, like C-sections, forceps deliveries, inductions, can also traumatize the parasympathetic division. Additionally, childhood infections, which are commonly treated with antibiotics, can lead to a whole host of issues within the digestive tract, immune system, leading to stress, tension, and misalignments in the neurospinal system. The accumulation of stress from these various factors are what we call the perfect storm, which can tip the neurological system into a relentless overdrive into the fight or flight state, with the parasympathetic system becoming suppressed and exhausted. We call this imbalance dysautonomia, which just means dysfunction in the autonomic nervous system, the things that are happening automatically in your body, which can lead to various health issues like poor digestion, inflammation, poor drainage, weak immune function, anxiety and sleep disorders, among many other things. At the Healing Place, we use neurological insight scans to detect and measure nervous system dysfunction and impaired vagus nerve output. These scans can help us pinpoint areas of nerve interference, which helps us to see what's truly going on in your child's health story. Next, we create a personalized care plan that is tailored to your child's nervous system. Gentle chiropractic adjustments, personalized to scan findings, can help us release tension, restore alignment, and reopen communication pathways in the parasympathetic nervous system. Parents have reported rapid improvements in long-standing health issues, sensory issues, behavioral issues, digestive problems, and immune system issues after the underlying dysfunction is actually addressed, all without risky medications or restrictions. If you have tried every option for your child's anxiety, developmental delays, poor immune function, or sensory meltdowns, and feel hopeless, it might be time to consider trying to find the root cause. By addressing your child's parasympathetic nervous system, specifically the vagus nerve, you can find any overlooked neurological dysfunction that might be keeping them stuck in a chronic fight or flight state. By restoring proper nervous system function, it can properly allow them to actually heal. We strongly recommend that you schedule a neurological insight scan for your child today. You can click the link below, or you can give our clinic a call to get your child booked into our schedule. We look forward to serving you.